Hi and hello, classmates. Welcome to another episode of Middle Class Film Class Movie Review Edition. I'm your host for today, Tyler.
I'm Joseph.
And I'm Peter.
And on this episode, we're reviewing my pick on the Wheel of Destiny, Arachnophobia.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canaima.
Oh,
Canaima.
God, smell that air. Oh, God.
In search of a simpler life.
Want to blow up a bullfrog?
It's
Simple life, blowing
except
up
for one
bullfrogs.
pesky little problem.
Come with me and look at the web.
The web? I have a
Terrible fear of spiders.
The World Wide Web.
Come on, we live in the country now. It's time to work through this irrational, paralyzing terror.
Oh, I can't wait until we get
Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present Jeff Daniels
Honey, we're in the living room. We need you to kill a spider.
and John Goodman.
Dover McClintock infestation.
Because it's just a spider.
Would anybody object if I tore this floor out?
I would.
False alarm, then lead on. There's no spider here.
Every so
Oh, my
often, in
God.
a little town somewhere, there was a health scare.
There's a rumor going around that some kind of spider might have killed Sam Metcalf.
This music sounds like Fiddler on the Roof.
It does.
It
It's
does,
a little
yeah.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
There's no spider here.
I think one of your Venezuelan spiders hitched a ride here.
There may be some spiders around here that are very dangerous.
Dad, chill out.
Just run.
Chill out, Dad.
Central nest in a web-like pattern and dominate the entire area. When that happens, this town is dead.
Better uncork my private stock.
Hollywood Pictures and Amblin Entertainment present Arachnophobia. 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude.
Oh my God, I
If we
love
find
it.
the spider that did this, you can arrest him.
Arachnophobia, a Thrillomedy.
A Thrillomedy.
Yes.
They put it in the trailer. That it's a comedy.
It's a Thrillomedy.
That's so
Thrillomedy.
funny.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So Arachnophobia, that is my pick, and I just want to get this out of the way right now. Pete, you said that I just took it out of my back pocket because I didn't have a replacement for my last pick.
No, I asked you. I asked you if that was the case.
Oh, okay. I misremembered that.
Okay.
But I did pull it out of my back pocket.
The answer is yes.
But there's
You
two.
were right.
But there's two truths.
And a lie.
No, there's no lie. There's
Oh,
two
okay.
truths.
I don't know that game then.
So the first truth is yes, I did pull it out of my back pocket because I was backed in the corner, as you said. And but the second truth is I actually did want to put this on the wheel, but I didn't find an opportunity to do so. So
Some might say you did.
Now let me ask you this: Are you prepared this week to replace this movie?
yes, I am.
Okay.
I did. I did make
What
sure.
are the balloons on his?
Tyler's prepared.
Yeah. Prepared. So Arachnophobia came out in 1990.
1990.
1990. That's right. Yes, thank you. Starring the famous Jeff Daniels, Julian Sands, John Goodman, of course, and Harley Jane Kozak, which we can get into that in a little bit later.
Okay.
Directed by Frank Marshall, who is a legend in the Hollywood industry. He's mostly been a producer for like some of the most cultural iconic films ever made. Like it's insane. Like when you go over his his resume, he
Peter Bogdanovich's Paper Moon, The Last Waltz, The Warriors, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Poltergeist, Twilight Zone, the movie, Temple of Doom, Gremlins. Yeah, he's a heavy hitter.
Yeah, he's been an EP and a producer on like all of these heavy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
His director CV is more so like documentaries. Like he directed the behind the scenes of the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and like he did like a jazz documentary as well. It's pretty crazy, like how
This is his debut feature.
This is it?
Director. Yeah, as a director.
Oh, okay.
yeah, and he did an incredible job, and also Steve, because like
It's
the
Amblin
production
Entertainment.
Amblin. So like we have
Amblin.
Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg, like also like they have their fingers in the pot of this movie as well. And so if anyone doesn't know about this iconic movie, Arachnophobia is about a new species of South American killer spider hitches a lift to a small California town. Oh, I didn't know it was in California. They didn't mention that. A California town in a coffin, and starts to breathe, leaving a trail of deaths that puzzle and terrify the young doctor that newly arrived in town with his family. They moved from San Francisco to this fictional town. How do you pronounce it? Canina?
I don't know. I forgot.
Yeah,
I
it's
never
like
heard
That
of
was
it
not even a
before.
real town.
It's not a real town, but
So they went the Santa Carla route.
Yeah.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen this movie before, but it had been a long time. Like I had like this vision in my head before, like when I picked it for the Wheel of Destiny. I thought like this was gonna be like akin to like the movie like Eight-Legged Freaks, which it kind of is, but like it's with smaller spiders. Like
Okay.
it's not
It's
like monstrous.
mutant
Tyler, get on the
alien
mic.
spiders.
It's not like monstrous spiders. It's just like small spiders, but like when they bite you, like you're dead like within like 30 seconds. And so I always had that envisioned in my mind because I saw it like at a young age.
When you've scaled yourself up in size, and the
spiders are smaller.
Spiders seem smaller now,
Right.
Because they are.
Yes, exactly. And I honestly like forgot about like the beginning of the movie because it feels like an Indiana Jones adventure.
Are these your initial thoughts?
Oh, you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. I apologize. So yes, let's get into some initial thoughts. Joseph, was this your first movie? Or first? Was this your first
My
movie?
first movie.
This was your first movie. What?
In theaters. The
I'm
first
also
time.
going alphabetically.
Yeah.
Was this your first viewing of Arachnophobia? And what did you think about it?
No, I guess technically it's my first viewing. I've seen it before, but like as a young person.
Sure.
I remember watching it with my brother when I was like maybe like 11, maybe. And at the time, it gave me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, all the spiders. But I thought at the time it was supposed to be like a horror movie.
Yeah.
I didn't get the comedy part of it. But yeah, I watching it now, it definitely is a Thrillomedy as the
Thrillomedy.
yeah, Thrillomedy. A chiller. I don't know if that's
A Commor.
Ew.
Comedy horror. Commodore.
Yeah, but yeah, it was pretty enjoyable. It's pretty goofy. Like John Goodman's character is definitely goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very lighthearted tale of like arachnophobia. Like I guess if they were to really, really go down the route of like make you really feel creeped out, they could have done that. But I don't know how that would have played out. They would. I feel like it probably would have been a little bit more campy if they actually did that and didn't lean into the comedy.
Sure.
But as a movie, like I didn't hate it, but it's not something that I like really, really enjoyed at the same time. It was
a shame to hear.
Why?
Well, go on. I just really like this movie. So
Because I don't know. It's just like it was kind of like middle of the road, and not that it's like it's not bad. I don't think it's like good. It's not the funniest movie ever, and it's not the most thrilling movie ever,
Or the scariest.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like sits in this weird sort of area where it's just is.
Yeah.
It's like
just being me, man.
it's like it's like in the middle of the Venn diagram. It's like bad and good. It's just
it's like in that oval.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just right in the middle. And yeah, I don't know. I've got to do this, but
I know. I was
it's
just
okay.
thinking that. I'm gonna give you a signal. I'm gonna put a light on.
I know. But yeah, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was entertaining for sure.
Okay.
And it's not like I think I would recommend people to watch it. Like, oh yeah, you should watch it if you haven't seen it. Then you should watch it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that I think that's pretty good. When did you watch it? Like, what was the time, place, and setting?
I watched it on Thursday night.
Thursday night. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to get the.
Did you have dinner beforehand or after?
No. So, I was. What was I doing? I had just gotten the extra part for my standing desk to make it stand.
Okay.
And so I put that in. I put the movie on while I was doing that, and then I was doing like some cable management for the desk. So like I was like so like we're here, like the monitor's here, like this is my desk, and the TV. Sure. This is essentially the same setup as my room.
Yeah, kid.
As my living room.
Desk is here. Computer's behind me. TV's behind you.
So I'm like setting it up and I'm watching it like this, and I'm like,
how was I even watching it?
I'm watching it. It's not a movie that has like such fine, minute details.
I like contraire, but
I contraire
to that. But yeah, I know it was an evening. It was a good evening, like weeknight evening movie.
Okay.
Yeah, not a weekend movie.
Okay.
Maybe a Sunday movie, Sunday afternoon.
That's a good Sunday afternoon.
Weeknight evening.
I
work the next day.
I like that assessment. Pete, is this your first viewing of Arachnophobia? I can't say that. There's no way this was your first viewing.
Why do you say it like that?
Because you watch movies all the time. Like,
because I'm an old man. This came out when I was a child, and I was in the perfect peak era to watch this when it first came out.
No, I'm just saying that you watch many movies, and I can't imagine this was your first viewing.
A man of many movies.
Yeah, that's right. No, I've seen this movie a couple of times.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I goddamn knew it.
I've seen it. I saw it when I was a kid. I would have been
when you were a kid, like in the theater.
I would have been no. I would have been 4 when it came out.
Oh,
and I feel
might have been a little bit inappropriate for a 4-year-old.
No. I think I saw it right around 4 or 5, something like that. Home rental era. But I think this movie, at least for kind of like people who were younger when it first came out, and even not necessarily even younger, but 20s and 30s and under, it's kind of like it's a cultural icon. It's the scary spider movie for that generation.
Sure.
Where if you were 20, 30 years older than that, you're looking at kind of creature feature movies that are more like Frogs or Them or the killer ants or
very bombastic sort of.
No,
Mr. Bombastic.
More like mutant creatures.
Mutant. Okay.
Yeah, and like
Eight-legged freaks.
Yeah, well, I'm more talking about like the classic Hollywood where it's they came from another world and they crash landed on Earth and whatever.
like the old school 50s
like
sci-fi, like Them. Or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like goofy, but also scary to that generation. And this is a very different approach. It plays it lighthearted, but it puts these all the characters in very realistic situations that you would be in. So back, I'd say 50s, 60s. It's that sort of stuff. It kind of felt like, this takes place on a military base, and the nuclear fallout caused these, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just a small town that has these giant spiders, not even giant, but very, very deadly spiders, killing people within the town. And it's like, what situation are they in? Oh, they're just watching Wheel of Fortune, So when I had a similar situation to Joseph, where when I watched it when I was a kid, it was like, this is terrifying. This is not fun at all.
I'm standing up watching this. I don't want to sit down on my couch and the spiders can crawl out through the crevices.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely had nightmares about spiders crawling on me and stuff. And
you could say you may have had arachnophobia.
No, I did not have arachnophobia. I've never been afraid of spiders. I actually used to have a pet tarantula, a few of them actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and I've never been afraid of them. But anything that you can't see, that and then crawls on you out of nowhere, that's annoying and it's creepy. But I'm not outright afraid of spiders. For the most part, they're fine.
I'm afraid of things being on me that I weren't expecting to be there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm afraid of things touching me. I don't like being in the water in a lake and something touches my foot.
I'm also afraid of being bit or stung or dying.
Yeah, I'm afraid of dying. Hey, the balloons are back.
I'm afraid of dying.
I'm
Why do I get the balloons?
I'm afraid of dying.
I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying, but I'm not afraid of being bit
You
by
got to
something.
figure that out. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on there.
Anyways, so watching it again. So I watched it, I think 2 years ago or ish, 2.5 years ago or so. Kind of like, it might not even have been here that long. Might less than a year ago now because I bought it on VHS and I watched it back then.
Oh, that's right. You showed me it.
Yeah, and I watched
remember
it.
that.
I watched it back then, and I remember it had the existential question: do I put this in the horror section or I put this in the comedy section?
Well, I think the trailer just told you.
Thrillomedy.
But is it a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's both.
But
It's like a drama.
Tyler, I separate my VHSs by genre.
I know, you're
Which section do they go in?
I know you're very particular.
I'm asking you.
I mean, like,
Do I put it in the horror sci-fi section or do I put it in the comedy section?
You have to create a Thrillomedy section.
Not happening. Not happening. I have enough genres already. So
I think you'd put it in the
Is it
horror
more comedy
section.
or more horror?
it's horror sci-fi. I put it in horror sci-fi.
Yeah, that's
And it's not
I-
sci-fi per
I
se,
agree,
but
I agree with
that's where it landed. So
Yeah.
it goes along with the comic books and the alien movies and all that stuff. So I watched it back then, and I kind of agreed with Joseph. I was like, it's okay, it's fine. Rewatching it again this time, though, a year later, I have an immense respect for this movie, just because there's a lot going on. It's an interesting screenplay. You know, it starts much like the what's it called, Dead Alive or Brain Dead, where they get the Sumatran zombie rat or whatever it's called, and the guy gets bit. And it gets smuggled from this Venezuelan, untouched, whatever spider species, and it comes back to America. And it's like there's the great visual gag of seeing the desiccated corpse, the sucked dry, vampiric ridden corpse.
Oh yeah,
and it's like that's a great visual bit. And there's so much, the fingerprints of. Back to the Future or Raiders of the Lost Ark are all over this, and it's not a surprise that Frank Marshall, it has his fingerprints in this and in those movies as well, because it has this really great storytelling way that it's like you don't have to be confused about any part of this movie. You're watching it start to finish. You know exactly what's happening. There's a spider's going to come over the little ridge of the couch when it comes over, and how shitty, how cheesy and bad could it have been with really bad spider effects? But you have these, I don't know, honestly, how they fucking did it, because they have real spiders.
I have.
Do you?
Some
Okay,
info.
great.
We'll get to that.
And it's literally like little spiders that are crawling out of like crevices and coming in the threshold. And there's shots too. There's like the one shot where they're at the barbecue and everybody leaves, and the nice lady is going into her house, and she says goodbye to the two couple. They're holding all the leftovers, and she's like, "You want a doggy bag?" And like, no, we're good.
I would have been like,
we're just gonna hoard it and walk to our car and spill it all over the place as we drive back to our house. And then she walks back into the house, and then the camera pans down. It's all one long shot, and the camera pans down as she walks by, and then the spider crosses the threshold. You're like, how the fuck? How do they get the spider? You can't even get a dog to do what you want, unless an 8-legged arachnid, a freaking.
They spared no expense on a spider trainer.
I guess so. So, I really loved it for that. I wish there was more John Goodman and less Jeff Daniels. Yeah,
okay.
because Jeff Daniels is
hot take.
Yeah,
Did you like it upon this viewing?
I'm literally heaping praises on it as we speak.
No, I know. I'm just,
I'm literally heaping praises.
I'm asking you directly. Like, did you like it better after previous viewings?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But I wish there was more.
He's watching the Twitch stream.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a little bit of a delay.
I just wish there was more John Goodman, because his character was the best. He's what I remember from my kid mind, and I have to imagine that this is where the idea "kill it with fire" came from, where it's like there's a spider in your house, and then you have to break out the flame floor to kill the spider, because it's before this was killing a spider with a flamethrower like in the zeitgeist?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but
my God,
I feel like this is the origin of it,
Yeah.
So anyways, it was a very fun movie. It's still not like the best movie on the planet. but
It's not.
no, it's not.
Not the best movie on the planet.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you right now. But
Then what is?
Whiplash. I don't know.
That is a great film, but
But yeah, so I really enjoyed it, and I'm
Okay.
glad I rewatched it because I was kind of disappointed when I watched it a year ago. I was kind of disappointed. My memory didn't hold up as well, and this time it really kind of brought it home. So.
So this is my first time watching it probably in over 2 decades. Like it's been so long since I watched it, and like I said at the top of the show, like I misremembered on like what the movie was about. I thought there was like bigger spiders, like I thought there was like more of like an existential threat to the town, which there is, but not in the way that you think. I was thinking of more of like in the context of the film Them with like the giant ants and stuff like that. I was thinking more in that context. But watching this, like, oh my God, this movie is so well written. There's so many like really well done like quips from Jeff Daniels, and John Goodman's character is just so hilarious. He's so charismatic, like in his performance. I was laughing a lot, and I think like that jackass of a doctor, like
The old guy?
Yeah, Hetfield, I think he was called.
James Hetfield's dad
And
from Metallica.
Oh yeah. I can't remember his name, but I thought
It was
Metcalf.
Yeah,
Metcalf.
Dr. Sem Metcalf.
Oh, Metcalf. Okay. So like
He's Dr. Jones. Henry Jones is the actor's name.
Oh yeah, it is. Henry.
So like after I watched this movie, I was thinking to myself, you know what, this is like a movie that I would watch like at the time that I watched it this morning on November 11th. It was about 7:30 in the morning. I got up and got onto my computer to put on my headphones and watched it, and I was thinking to myself, this is a movie that like when I was younger, like because I would watch like movies on cable TV like on Saturday mornings, like before everyone got up.
It's a
like,
great cable TV classic.
Yeah, like I would like before anyone got up, like I would be up at 7:30 in the morning. Like I'd turn on the TV and then I just put on a movie and like have like like my breakfast and a glass of juice or whatever and watch it. And I felt that I got that same feeling. It was great, and I think, but really, what I want to praise this movie on is like just like the quality of like the writing of this film. Like there is like so many great quips that were coming from each character, and it just like I don't know, like I was usually like sometimes when I watch a movie of this length, like I'll kind of start spacing out.
It's an hour and 47 minutes. It's not a long movie.
Well, it is for me.
Okay. Okay.
So like usually like when it gets to like an hour and 15, I'm just kind of like, okay,
Let's wrap this up.
yeah. But this movie really kept me in, and honestly,
That's why I watch his shows.
Well, yeah, that's true.
22 minutes, done.
Yeah, but honestly, like at the beginning of the movie, like it really like subverts your expectations because like it and Frank Marshall, like of course, like he had his finger in the pot with Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I think like obviously he took inspiration from that sort of like adventurous style of filming in the beginning of the film, and it really shows, and it wasn't like ham-fisted, like it wasn't like I mean I don't even know how I could compare it to like a shitty sort of adventure film, but it just felt very natural. Like the story had a very natural progression to it, and I don't think that like there wasn't really a lull in the movie.
I don't think so. I didn't feel one.
My only complaint would be like the very ending, which we'll get into. But after this initial watch or initial reaction of this second time watch, I thought I this is an incredible, well directed, well written film, well acted. I'm not gonna. What I will say, and so now we're gonna get into the discussion. Now, I liked it, but
Great segue.
But on this viewing, did you like it more?
Yeah.
well, I can't remember because I can't remember watching it for the first time. Like I said, like at the top of my thoughts.
To Tyler's
like,
credit, he asked me point blank if I liked it, and he ended his review with, "I liked it." Just to cap it off, in case you weren't sure.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. Did you like the movie?
yes, I did. I
Okay.
did.
But
I thought it was really
But
great.
did you enjoy yourself?
I did, yeah, I did. I did enjoy myself a lot, and I'm so glad that I'm able to discuss this film with you guys and
So you
with
liked
our
it?
Twitch streamers.
You liked the movie?
Well, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just want to make sure that I wasn't sure if you
And
liked
in
it or
the
not.
experience,
I didn't know if.
so after this morning, what time? You watched it? It was like 7-ish?
7:30 ish.
Okay, so about 9:30 this morning, you were having a good time.
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
As you were watching it, you were like, I like this movie. Or by the time it was over.
Yeah,
I like that movie.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I
10 minutes in, were you like,
This is
enjoyed
the-
it? This is good?
Well, I was very drawn in 10 minutes in.
About the 20,
because-
20-minute mark after they get to
still
America.
same thing. I was still drawn in. only because like with a movie like Arachnophobia, it just like you think that it's going to be like this self-contained film where it's because it does take place in a small town like with like dangerous spiders, and like that's kind of like the idea you get like from like the trailer and like from like the box cover art, and like you think you're just gonna be like in this small town and just randomly spiders are coming in and just massacring the citizens of this small town. However, like they explain the context of like how these spiders get in, and it just like
It's very similar to Jurassic Park in the sense that they show a
Yeah,
little bit of the
that's-
island, just a
right.
little sneak peek into how what this dangerous creature can do, and then you don't really see it for another 25 minutes.
They do what Frank Marshall did with this movie is like they do like less is more. Like they like with the so
And you like that?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Joseph. So when they what's his name? Manly. Yeah, he's a photographer.
Manly?
Yeah, his name is I can't remember his first name, but I just
The
know
guy that gets eaten first. The guy that gets sucked dry.
Oh, the guy who
He's the
his
phot-
coffin brings over the spider.
he's the photographer for the expedition in the beginning of the film, and
He was in Seinfeld, by the way.
Is that right?
There's 2 Seinfeld alumni in this movie. That guy,
It always comes back to
Mark
Seinfeld.
L. Tyler.
Oh, and the
Taylor.
the old woman.
Mark L. Taylor. 3 actually. The old woman.
Give me the marble rye, you old bag. It's a marble rye.
And and she is she's been in a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then Roy Brocksmith, who is he plays he's one of the townspeople. One of the couples they find him and his wife like dead on the couch.
And the wife is Mimi Bobek from the Drew Carey Show.
You know what? I'm gonna do what Tyler failed to do with the Danzig bit and make the connection, but with Seinfeld.
I think we should do a bet, an over under for
An over-under?
Yeah, over under. How many cast members were in Seinfeld before we watched the movie?
I love that one.
Don't
that
look
one.
it up.
Wait a minute.
Or we watch it. Don't look it up. Honor system. We don't look it up. And then on the day of the show, we say, I think there were 6 people from Seinfeld on it.
Okay.
And Joseph goes, I think there were 7. I recognize this guy from that one and this guy from that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. But wait, hold on. So you looked up a Danzig reference?
No. I'm saying what you failed to do for your Danzig bit, and where you try to connect it to a Danzig somehow.
Behold me,
Because you kind
the
of
reincarnation of the Buddha
because
of the Golden
you just
Brain.
dropped that bit. You haven't done it in like
I know,
weeks.
I know.
I'm beginning to think you're not really even a Danzig fan.
How
With your
dare
Mitch
you?
Misfits
Wearing your
shirt.
Misfits shirt right
How
now.
dare you?
Fresh
Yeah,
off the rack. Still got a tag
He's a
attached.
post Danzig Misfits fan.
That's
You're-
not true.
I
at
think
all.
you're as much of a Danzig fan as you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
How
which means
dare you?
none.
I don't even understand what
Fake.
those words even mean.
Bring it back to Arachnophobia. The writing of this is kind of interesting because it's credited the story and the screenplay was credited by Dan Jacoby. He did the story and the screenplay, and he actually did work on some kind of classic creature feature sort of stuff.
Okay.
He's only got 13 credits, but he did Blue Thunder, that helicopter attack movie that I had mentioned like a while back.
That creature feature helicopter.
Life Force, which is like a vampire movie.
Oh, yes.
Invaders from Mars. He did Death Wish 3 and then also wrote the Death Wish 3 video game, which is hilarious. Yeah. John Carpenter's Vampires and then Evolution, the
Sean William Scott,
2001 one with David
Duchovny,
Duchovny, Orlando Bloom, and Sean William Scott.
the X-Files comedy.
Correct. It was also written by Wesley Strick, who's got a lot more writing credits. He's got 21 titles to his name, and he did this is only his second screenplay that he wrote. So very impressive. He also wrote the screenplay for Cape Fear.
Oh, wow.
The original?
Yeah, the one the remake.
The remake.
Original.
But it's a really well made, well written script because every little bit in it there's foreshadowing throughout. And I posted a little clip on my Twitter page saying, "Hey, we're prepping for tomorrow's podcast and watching Arachnophobia on the old VCR." And
That's where you watched it? On
my
awesome.
Wi-Fi's been down for like 3 days here at the house, so I've been having to pull out the old VHS tapes and watch on the CRT.
That's the benefit of having
physical media. That's right. But one of my Twitter pals, DW Lumberg, Darren from Nostalgia Cast, he said, "Talk about the foreshadowing. Talk about the foreshadowing." And I didn't really think about it, but there is a shit ton of foreshadowing in this. I think that's what he was kind of getting at. But
foreshadowing.
Throughout the entire movie, I mean, there's mention of it with the wine. The first thing he's unboxing the wine.
Yeah, the wine. Yes.
And he goes, "I bet it tastes good, huh?"
The Chateau.
Yeah, Chateau.
As they say.
And he's like, "At that price, who could afford to drink it?"
Yeah, $127. Who can afford to drink it?
And there's a lot of just like little Easter eggs, and not even Easter eggs, but just little breadcrumbs that are left along the way for you to find later on in the story.
Yeah.
But
boy, I hope I don't need this lighter later.
Yeah, exactly. I did not like Jeff Daniels in this.
Really?
Why not?
I don't know.
But is there?
Was he kind of obnoxious?
Yeah, I don't like him. He's a kind of a tool.
Why?
What I do
Why?
what I do like about him was when he's playing the doctor character, his that part of his character, and he quotes some random medical jargon to the old woman and
like
says
the something like about hypertension or something like that.
He says all this stuff, and he was very convincing with that, and like him playing like the doctor part was cool. But when he was like trying to be funny, I'm like, you're not funny, Jeff Daniels.
Oh
you're
my God.
not funny, even though he's in one of the greatest comedies of all time, Dumb and Dumber,
Which came out when
a couple
same
years
year?
ago. 94, I think.
No, yeah.
94, 95, something like that.
somehow he looks older in this movie.
Yeah.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
I completely
Maybe it's just
disagree.
the intelligence.
No, it's interesting that you say that because like I actually sympathized with his character. So they like moved from San Francisco to the old country of whatever
Italy.
Yeah,
They filmed
the old country.
They filmed the movie in Cambria, California,
okay.
I don't even know where that's at. Where is
and
it?
actually filmed the Venezuela scenes in Venezuela.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
interesting.
They didn't make up a country. They could have done that. They made up a city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I actually really sympathized with Jeff Daniels' character because he moved in. He moved from a swank place from San Francisco to this, small town, and he moved into a place where the foundation was rotting. And they confirmed that the place was rotting because they have John Goodman's character. What is his name? Dilbert? Yeah, Dilbert. He comes in.
Delbert.
No,
McClintock.
Delbert. That's right. And he comes in looking for termites, and he's cracking wise with the wife, and he's like saying like, "Oh yeah, is your husband an expert?"
Oh yeah, because she says she says, "Yeah, my husband thinks we have termites." Oh, so he's an expert then, huh?
Yeah, like he's just cracking wise with her, and
he's easily the best character in this whole movie.
Oh yes. I mean, well, John Goodman, he's like
this is the first thing I ever remember John Goodman being in, and I think we used to watch Roseanne as a kid when I was a kid, and I think that was like one of his really well-known roles.
Yeah,
Roseanne Barr
sitcom.
The sitcom.
Yeah.
The sitcom. Yeah, that was a great.
He
show.
played Dan.
Yeah. So like I like how he like he's going in and he has like his like flashlight and then the wife turns on the light, and he's like, oh, it's just like the small little things that they do in this movie.
He's very good.
Like he's very charismatic, and so like he gets like the stethoscope to the wood, and he's like looking at it, and he's like, would you mind if I took out your whole floor?
Would anybody be opposed to me removing this entire floor? She goes, I think I would. Okay, moving on. It's okay. Not a big deal.
It's like he was willing to take out a whole floor of this house. Just...
I like that he also, when he sees the wine collection, she says, she goes, oh yeah, my husband's a big collector. We got some really, really expensive wines. And he goes, I collect beer cans myself. I got a Miller Lite misprint. There's only 800 in circulation. Maybe your husband wants to come take a look at it.
I mean, like, they really get
great.
I think what Arachnophobia is really successful in is like
sounds like it should be in the comedy section.
That his character is funny.
Yeah,
the rest of the movie, I don't see a whole lot of funny stuff in it. It's like more clever and quirky.
Yeah, I think what Arachnophobia really captures is like the like ignorant small town attitude that people have like when they live in such a close knit community.
Well, especially with the doctor, because he's like,
the doctor was such a jackass.
You come in here, you young hotshot doctor, and you think she has hypertension. Oh, no, what he thinks that he's hypertension, and then the doctor's like, well, her systolics and diastolics were fine.
Oh,
well,
yeah,
you don't know shit.
Yeah.
I know, and he's like the new doctor, like once
you could have killed this woman.
Once I think her character name was Margaret, which by the way, like by
the way, what a name.
Well, no, I'm not talking.
Tread lightly, Tyler. That's my aunt's name.
Okay, I'm not.
You hate the name Margaret? Why?
That your words, not mine.
All right, username, new user in the chat. Margaret says, "How dare you?"
I didn't even say anything.
My name is Margaret. My mom's name is Margaret.
Like, I don't know what
my
to
daughter's
say.
name is Margaret.
Can I finish my point? So, by the way,
put on the triple.
By the way, Margaret, I think she was making. I think she was making a. I think she was making a pass at Ross. Like
Ross?
Who?
Who's Ross?
Jeff Daniels' character, Ross. His name was Ross.
Oh yeah, it is Ross.
Oh, Margaret. You mean the old lady?
The
neighbor?
old lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I thought you were talking about the wife.
His patient that died.
His one.
No. She's just nice. She's a nice old lady.
I think she was coming on to him. I think
Tyler's the type of person that is, as soon as someone's nice to him, he's like, should I just send a dick pic to her?
I think we're dating now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wants me.
Are we a thing now?
Yeah.
Can I put baby number 1 in you? She just comes out of the blue. And and it's like I'll be your number 1 patient. Like I'll be your number 1 patient.
Well,
like come on, like.
The side plot to this, basically, the fact that how the main character, I guess Ross, whatever his name is, gets brought.
No, that's his name.
Dr. Ross Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings.
I'll take your word for it.
It's literally on the screen.
How he's basically brought into this whole thing, put in the smack dab in the middle of it, is that his first patient dies. And he takes her off of the hypertension medicine the day before. So the old doctor says, you may well cause this woman's death.
Yeah.
I want an investigation.
Yeah,
and then the next person that he investigates is some kid who's touched his nuts like the day earlier.
I was going to bring that up,
and he's like,
too.
You're the last one that saw him. It's like, I touched his perineum.
I mean, like, I don't
I wanted to check to make sure he had a hernia.
I don't understand like the whole cough and like cupping of the stones.
He also touched all the other kids' nuts.
Yeah, and they're all dead.
He's going line. He's going
Tyler,
down.
do you not know what how hernia test works?
I don't know.
So
you never had a hernia test done?
Nope.
You've never had a doctor cup your nuts?
Absolutely.
Really?
not.
It's like a common.
Yeah,
it's like when you get a physical.
Have you guys?
Yes,
many times. Yes,
I've only had it once, but
so
I would never.
We had to do it in football.
It's not. It's not. You would never. Don't touch me, doctor. Get those hands away from me.
What a creep!
I don't care if I have a hernia.
You have to hold me back.
Yeah.
No, it was just like okay.
Hey,
so
Tyler,
like,
hold on. I need to explain this to you.
Just what a hernia is.
We don't know. This is a film podcast, not a medical.
Is when the lining of your like cavity walls break,
intestines,
and then it can drop down, and when you cough, it feels the organs pushing down on your finger.
Okay.
The turning the head part is just so you don't cough on the doctor's face. That's
Okay.
But I like the fact that they start
Is it
calling
really the turning the head? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if you
think
cough forward, you're just coughing on the doctor.
Yeah.
I do think the coach was such a empathetic and sweet citizen of the community, because he at that point where like he hired him like as like the
I
team doctor.
I actually thought the same thing too, because
As the team doctor, like he was known as Dr. Death throughout the whole community. And
well,
like
not yet. After the second one, he was Dr. Death.
Okay.
But you're right. He came in. He's a new guy in town. He only has one patient. She dies 2 days after he starts taking care of her.
And he knew he was like sympathetic towards her death.
And then the coach is like, hey, I got a bunch of. I'll give you some work. Come give hernia tests to all my kids.
Yeah.
Which is obviously he seemed thrilled about it. The doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah.
Well, he needed the work.
Maybe
I
not
can come
now.
right now.
He needed the work. He needed.
I'm
the
getting
work.
paid for this,
And then I'll come again.
Oh God, Joseph. But I thought like the spider aspect of the film wasn't the most important part.
I
of
thought the
film.
coach was Meatloaf when I first saw him.
Oh, that's funny.
Meatloaf.
He looked like Meatloaf.
I don't know.
What do you mean
about-
the spider wasn't the most important part? Movie would be very boring
think-
and bland and milquetoast if it wasn't for the spiders.
Well, so that brings me to my next point is that like so we can have like extremely visual, incredible films like Blade Runner 2049.
Okay.
And then you can also have like really bad films. I'm sorry, Across the Pond May, but Pocket Ninjas.
Okay. Speaking of which, I was listening to our episode on that a little back, and it's not even a movie. On IMDb, it's categorized as a video. It doesn't even. It's not even a movie.
Oh my God, I didn't even notice that.
Those poor children. Anyways.
But I think it's for its benefit, it is a very middle of the ground film, and I think that
Movie?
Yeah, Arachnophobia.
Oh, like what I said.
Well, yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm pontificating on your point. I think it's a great film to watch. Like just. I don't know. Like, I mean, we had to watch it because we had to criticize it and talk about it on this.
No, because you put it on the wheel.
we had to.
Well, I mean, yeah, yes, we had to, and so like
we had to do it.
Well, I mean, I guess like in the greater scheme of things, we didn't have to.
You did this to us.
Yeah,
I didn't do anything, but I took a day off to watch this movie. Is that right? But I think I just like thinking about it while I was on my way to the studio. I was just like thinking, man, this movie like it's so well written for a comedy like / thriller. You know, like it just because there is some parts where it is creepy crawly, like with
I'd say that's probably the whole third act is just nothing, not almost nonstop, but give you the heebie-jeebies.
It just like it's
they're constantly showing a spider and it's almost touching
like
somebody.
it's almost
You're
touching you,
you're
like
edging me.
The heebie-jeebies.
They keep edging you about the spiders.
Exactly right. And Jeff Daniels' character, so like we're going into the final act of the movie, and he falls through like a whole 2 stories of a house through the.
They foreshadowed the bad floor.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
a foreshadowing on the bad floor.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
But how did he get up afterwards? Like if it
He didn't.
No,
he just laid there.
Yeah.
No, he did get up, and then eventually.
Then he had the wine.
Yeah, his
rack
wine.
fell
His
on him.
wine.
He was like, it took him a while to get up.
He
wasn't fucking moving.
He's a doctor. He's the healthiest one of us all.
I actually, it's funny that you mentioned like he's a healthy because he's a doctor. Like that scene where the old town doctor was on the treadmill, and the wife's like, "Why are we just going to walk throughout the town or through the neighborhood?" And he's like, "No, I gotta track it.
He's like Dr. Hibbert. Dr. Hibbert also has a treadmill in his room. It's good doctor etiquette. Or habits, I should say.
Yeah.
I thought that was really fun. It was really ironic because like he was always like disparaging Ross Jennings and about the deaths, and he's like, "How dare you? Like, she died from a heart attack. How dare you put her off those pills?" And then
he gets killed the same way.
And he gets killed the same way. But what makes it really entertaining is when he gets bit and like the toxins like go through his body like at a lightning speed rate. He's
hilarious.
Like,
damn, hilarious.
He's just like, God. He's like, damn it. Oh, damn it! I'm having. He's having. I've never heard of someone saying like I'm having a seizure while they're having a seizure.
How many seizure have you witnessed?
I actually had this really interesting episode of Radio Lab podcast a long time ago, and it was a woman who she was a speech pathologist that specialized in stroke victims, and she had a stroke and was exhibiting the actual
on the
symptoms.
podcast.
No, she was telling. Great question. No, she was telling the story about
That'd be a great
how
ratings
it had happened, and she basically said, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! I'm having a stroke right now. I can see what it's like having a stroke while I'm having the stroke." And she was like, basically recalling her training and learning about like what happens to
like
your brain
as you have
a stroke. And she was recalling because after she recovered from the stroke, she was able to get to the hospital quick enough and all that, and rehabilitated herself to be able to speak again and whatnot. And now she's on the show. But it was just kind of funny. She's within it like, oh great, I need to go to the phone, and then I have to call the doctor, or else I'm gonna. Yeah, she was almost excited to be having this stroke. While I was still.
I'm elated.
Yeah, can't believe it.
That's interesting.
He's probably like, damn spiders.
He said
Joseph, you're about to say something a little bit ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tyler just railroaded you. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So the making of this movie, we were like, all these spiders. Obviously, they're like real spiders in this movie.
They're cute too. Some of them.
So, if you're like a person who is like scared of spiders and like you don't want to watch this movie, I mean, I don't know if this would help you at all, but the learning this fact about the spiders they used, it like removes any sort of horror aspect that this movie had. So don't look at this fact if you want to be scared from this movie. Because they used over 300 Avondale spiders from New Zealand, and they were chosen for their large size and their unusually social lifestyle and their harmlessness to humans. And they were guided around the set by heat and cold. They were tested for friendliness with humans, and they were the ones selected for filming. So there was different species of spiders that they went through. Like
the test were.
I mean, they just put them around humans, I guess. I don't really know.
Make sure they don't rear up on their hind legs or whatever.
Yeah. The spiders did not like lemon pledge furniture wax or hot blowing air. So to make the spiders hit their marks during filming, they created a pathway using lemon pledge as the boundaries, and hair blow dryers were used to motivate the spiders to move.
No shit. That's really interesting.
That is really interesting.
The result was the spiders avoided the lemon pledge and moved following the non-pledged pathways created when the hot blow dryer air whatever was aimed at them, hitting their marks precisely. On the unedited soundtrack, the sound of multiple blow dryers had to be removed when the spiders followed their pathways. The large general and queen spiders were articulated models. For certain long shots, a huge living spider was used. The sound editor, Tom McCarthy, recorded actual hisses from this spider for use in the final soundtrack. I don't know why they're saying soundtrack. That final sound mix.
Yeah, there you go.
The shower scene where the spider jumps on the girl's face, Becky Beachwood's face, was a happy accident. The spider was following the lemon pledge pathway and was supposed to jump onto her neck when the blow dryers were turned on full force.
It is shot her on her face.
However, the spider landed directly on her face. The actress, Corey Wellens, who had her eyes closed and was relishing in her hot shower, realized what had happened and thought, oh God, this is perfect, and just continued on until the spider crawled down into her neck and upper chest before she opened her eyes and screamed.
Wow.
And this is a cute fact. Some of the cast actually adopted a few of the spiders.
Adopted them?
And were not afraid of them in any way. After cut was yelled on the set, the cast would stop screaming and say, oh, be careful, don't step on that one, and don't forget that one over there.
Laughing. That's cute.
I'm glad that they were ethical with the spiders. Because
I don't know.
It would have been
I'm sure plenty of them died.
Well, of course. I mean, like
because John Goodman clearly steps on a spider.
Well, he steps on one, but I don't think it was a real spider.
It's I don't know. It's like he got real close if they to that cut before they swished it out.
That's okay. People kill spiders every day. They find them in their house.
But
this is actually, you know what? It's the public relations nightmare for spiders. Spiders were being killed in droves after this movie came out.
I mean,
it's worse than Jaws.
It is kind of like, yeah, it's weird, murky territory. We'll just stop on that spider real quick. I mean, in Indiana Jones. What movie was it? There was like this thing where there was a snake that was killed.
Oh, that's Friday the 13th.
Yes. Oh, yeah, Friday.
And the trainer was not informed that was going to happen, and they just killed the snake.
That one's unforgivable. I know that story. That one was unforgivable. I mean, with the spiders, like, I mean, of course, like, there's going to be some casualties. Like, I mean, it's spider.
Some of you may die,
but it's a sacrifice.
Yeah,
I'm willing to make.
Yeah, it's weird to me. I don't know about that.
I mean, like, how.
Knowing that though, all that information about how they were trained, basically wrangled the spiders. That's fantastic.
I think
they're just guided.
That raised my letter grade up quite a bit, actually.
I think the fact that they were cognizant of like trying to protect the well-being of the spiders is admirable,
especially because they're nice. They're especially because they're
nice spiders,
harmless to humans. It's not like they were filming with Black Widows.
And I get disparaged for defending Black Widows. And
Joseph just said it's not like they're filming with Black Widows because they would just crush them all at the end of the scene.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Can you imagine?
I crush you.
Speaking of that shower scene, though, like, it was kind of weird. Like, when, like, she was screaming and the dad came in and, like, the curtain, he sees, like, her exposed
she's screaming,
nude body.
She's screaming because... It's like he's never seen it before.
I don't think in the teenage form.
Yeah, that's why she screamed the second time. It was an accident.
I don't think, but he lingered a little bit too long.
Come on,
he lingered a little bit too long, and
opinions are an interesting thing.
Wait, are you saying? Wait, that's his daughter.
Yeah, okay.
Tyler's saying that he ogled his own daughter.
He lingered a little bit too long, like because he like
that's the coach, right?
No, that is
the
coach.
That was the coach of the football team, and he walked in and he looked her up and down.
His daughter is screaming like she's in pain,
like she could be like being killed in there.
But he just lingered a little bit too long. Like
Tyler, you're a creep.
I'm not a.
What the hell are you talking about?
How dare you? Like I'm not a creep at all. Like I think that like when I saw that scene, he looked her up and down, and then
Kevman says, "Come on, Tyler." Kevman Lusby's in the chat.
I think there's another thing that we should be encouraging Tyler to do.
Don't you dare
grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, you know, actually, speaking of that, before you finish that thought, it might be the same. So Mitch left because he wanted to have something to listen to next week.
Oh, okay, cool.
So before he left, he said, "I'm out. Need something to listen to. I work on Monday. Keep on rocking it, boys. Tyler, do better."
Son of a bitch. Yeah. Son of a bitch.
That's great.
Was that what you were gonna say?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. It was right there. I had to say it. Speaking of which, we got new merch. It's coming. It's in the store right now.
The buffoonery that has
buffoonery.
That Dylan, he's the origin of this. I don't even know his last name.
Dylan Moore.
Dylan Moore.
I don't know if we should be broadcasting that, but that's his name.
Who?
Here's his phone number. I'll drop his email in the show notes.
Who is this person?
Dylan, who spawned the Do Better.
Yeah.
But oh god. Yeah. Okay, fine. I'll do better. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot more water than I normally do. So
good for you.
Nice. But anyways, I think this movie is it's iconic for the 90s.
But did you like it?
Iconic.
Is it good?
I said it at the top of the show. Yes, it's great.
I just want to make sure.
I think. Oh man. So I know we're gonna wrap the show up.
We're about an hour now.
Okay, so I want to wrap the show up in a. Okay. So the actor Harley Jane Kozak, who is just a fox.
Now who's the creep?
Yeah, creep.
How is that? These words, these statements, I just don't get it.
Oogling. You're just oogling over there.
I'm not.
Tyler, get your other hand out from under the table.
What a photo she has for her IMDb. It's like a portrait.
Don't worry about where my hand is. But she isn't. Arachnophobia was like her biggest picture, and then everything else she has been in TV shows or like,
I don't know.
Really,
When Harry Met Sally, that's kind of a big one.
Yeah, but she wasn't Sally. Like she was.
She wasn't wasn't a named character.
She was Helen. I can't remember who
these
Helen.
names you're throwing out. Sally, Helen.
I mean, like she has a great career, but for some reason, I guess she was in Parenthood as well. So yeah,
What are you getting at?
What are we talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
all I'm saying
Perving
is
out over this Harley person.
all I'm saying is that I think she's an incredible actor, and I wish she got more mainstream work than.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
She's a pretty big name.
I'm sure she wished she got more animation.
Well,
work,
because
too.
Yeah, maybe.
oh, here we go. Here we
Was
go.
her performance that good?
I thought so. Yeah.
She played it just fine, I suppose.
So I mean, I don't know.
I could get my fax machine. I could work from home.
If it wasn't for this, she wouldn't have been in that one episode of Stargate SG-1 in 1997.
That's a good point. Or she couldn't play BJ's mom in The Righteous Gemstones.
Right. Turn that music off because I want to talk about the ending really quick before we sign off. The ending I hated. I did not
when they
like.
go back to San Francisco?
Yeah. Why?
As I said, they're setting up. Actually, speaking of what I was about to say, they're setting up for a sequel. They're not setting up for a sequel. A remake has been.
Yeah, it's
by James Wan.
Yeah. I think there were some other names attached to it as well.
On June 2nd, 2022, it was announced that Atomic Monster and Amblin Partners would produce a remake of the film. It's expected to be co-produced by James Wan and Michael Clear and EP'd by Frank Marshall.
Oh, the director is the guy that did Freaky and Happy Death Day.
And directed by Christopher Landon.
Yeah, Christopher Landon, who's also doing Scream 7. He landed
another one.
He did. Yeah, he's that's what it's called. It's called Scream 7, another one.
Jesus Christ.
Starring DJ Khaled.
Oh Jesus. Yeah. So the ending I didn't like because they go back to San Francisco. Like,
who cares? Let them go back home.
Well, it's just like
they want to enjoy the San Francisco treat, right, Cerrone?
Well, I mean, think about the town though. Like they have no doctor.
That's a good point.
They have no doctor.
That's not his problem.
I know.
It's not his problem,
fuck that town. They turned on him.
But did they really turn on him?
Yeah, they call him Dr. Death.
Well, I mean, like, he could
chop him up into little pieces.
He could lean into it though, you know, like think about like for like the next like I'm pretty sure they have like Halloween like you know like festival like they have a Halloween festival like he could be Dr. Death.
He could be Dr. Death for 1 month out of the year.
Well, there's already a Dr. Death. It's Kevorkian,
yeah,
right?
Dr. Kevorkian.
But no, actually, he is Kevorkian in this universe. The basement scene, that's where it got like the most jump scares out of me because like this the jumping spider.
Oh yeah, the general. They call him the general.
Yeah, and it was like just the jumping got to me.
It's a little jarring when you have practical effects spiders like these nice sweet little New Zealand spiders, the cute little black-faced spiders.
Yeah.
They get the big polyps or whatever.
I wouldn't call them cute, but
they're hella cute. Look at them. They're just looking at like when John Goodman's getting ready to step on that one guy.
Remember? Like, remember when in that whole basement scene they cut to a close-up of the spider's eyes. Mm-hmm. And
where you can see like the fire.
I just thought it was so funny that like this spider is like looking down at this guy freaking out in the basement. He's like laughing at him.
Yeah. Well, it's jarring when you go from those practical effects real spiders to the puppet spiders. Mm-hmm. And you're like, this clearly is a puppet. And it's like, it's fun and fine and stuff like that. But it's like the level of realism is huge between those two.
Kevman says, of course you would say that spiders are cute.
Yes, spiders are cute.
Of course you would say that.
Kevman met my spiders.
What does that even mean?
Come meet my spiders.
He knew when I had a moose. Moose was one of my spiders' names.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so that was a journey into arachnophobia. So let's give this movie some grades.
Okay.
Joseph, what would you grade Arachnophobia?
C.
C. Okay.
Minus.
C.
Nah, C. C.
Okay, a C.
Yeah, it's it didn't do much for me.
Okay.
It's like
fair enough.
It's a movie with spiders that seems to lean more into the silly nature of it than the creepy nature of it, I guess, which is fine. But that part, it just wasn't that. It was funny, but it was not like that funny.
Okay.
Like the comedy was mid, I should say.
Mid.
Good call. Yeah.
Will I watch it again? Probably not.
Oh.
It's it's okay. It's a very okay movie, which is
okay.
A good thing for this movie, because sometimes a just okay movie is worse than just being bad.
Yeah.
Sure. Completely agree. Pete, what would you grade Arachnophobia?
I was kind of leaning towards a C plus B minus before I found out how they made the spiders do what they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm going to give it a middle of the road B, solid B. Very entertaining. It's a cultural icon movie, in my opinion. I think that if you haven't seen it, like Joseph said, please watch it.
Sure.
You may not love it, but at least you're going to say, oh, that was pretty entertaining, and that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I think there's enough of a cast of characters here to make it interesting, and the suspense of the, ooh, his hands under the toilet, oh, there's a spider there, and then John Goodman goes, there's no spider here.
I know.
There's no arachnid here.
Despite your hatred for Jeff Daniels in this film.
No hatred. I just didn't like him. I think it was fun. He was the worst part of it. He's the worst part of this movie.
I can't
of
disagree with you.
Of a movie that I like. See, you agree with me.
I said I can't disagree with you. I have to disagree with you.
Oh, okay. Now you're changing your story. What?
No, I just go ahead. Go on.
Okay, so I give it a B. And Tyler?
What? Yes. What?
I liked it.
Okay, this bit again.
There you go.
This bit again. Okay. I'm gonna have to grade Arachnophobia as a B as well. I really enjoyed it, and to its benefit, it is a mid movie, and I think that's perfectly okay.
Tyler wants more mid movies.
I completely agree, because I feel like
you agree with yourself.
Yeah.
You agree with me saying that you what you said earlier.
The world needs more mid movies.
Yes.
Said Tyler.
Yes.
Can I please continue my point?
Yes, go ahead.
We're agreeing with you.
I'm not saying you're not. God damn it!
Stop
interrupting.
I'm agreeing with you, agreeing with me, who agrees with you.
All I'm saying is, like, I think this was a very well written movie. I think the acting was superb, and the story is very simple. And because it has the hands of the producer of Raiders of the Lost Ark, it really, like, the story flows. I think the ending could have been a little bit better. I wish they stayed in that small town. But however, I think everything considered, it was a great. It's a movie that when you, like, if you happen to, like, catch it, like, not even in the beginning, like, if it's just kind of like in the middle or like a quarter of the way in, you could stay on it and still be entertained.
I'd say for Jeff Goldblum for sure.
Goldblum.
I mean John Goodman. Sorry, same thing.
Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, they get mistaken all the time for each other.
He would have been good in this movie too.
He should have been the doctor instead of Jeff Daniels.
Oh, that would have been. So much better.
That would have been good.
Much better.
That would have been good.
Also, the third act, if you catch it middle of the movie, the third act is the best part. When all the spiders come out and they're looking all over the place, and then the freaking general spider judging him from above.
I know, that was. So
if you want a
ridiculous.
good, like, well, that's not really a comedy. I mean, Jumanji is like that.
It's like a fun adventure.
Yeah, with Robin Williams, who was funny.
Yeah, I think Robin Williams elevates that film, so I can't compare it to Arachnophobia, but Arachnophobia. Definitely a solid B. And so with...
Wait. Before we move on, we did not mention... We said his name once, but we need to put some respect on it. Julian Sands, rest in peace, played the...
What happened to him?
He's the one who got lost in the hiking in the Southern California and died recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Great actor. He was a great kind of, like... I don't know if he was considered like a leading man or whatever, but he was played in the Warlock series. He was in this. I didn't know him from a ton of stuff, but when looking back at him, I'm like, yeah, I've seen that guy in a million things.
Yeah.
And he was good in this. Had kind of a small part, even though he's second build on it. He's like the arachnid expert in the area.
Yes, that's right.
He played the part just right. I think he was perfect for it, and he's
he played
no
an
longer with
ass.
us.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He was helpful. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Are you talking about the long-haired guy?
Yeah, he was not an arrogant ass.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't
the
at
way
all.
he was bullying people, like, here, take this. Oh, I need a ride, like, or whatever. Like,
No, he was literally there to help. Okay, so now we know that Tyler sympathizes with the asshole cop again with the boot licking.
that's not true.
Boot licking. How's the shoe polish taste, Tyler? Have they changed their formula yet?
Well,
Can you tell?
I can't. I think my taste.
They got their winter polish on right now.
Yeah, I think it's spearmint now.
These boots taste good.
Kevin says, "Come on, Tyler."
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. So, anyways, go ahead.
Now we have to go into the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
That's right. Arachnophobia is off the wheel.
Yes.
Tyler, you said you're prepared.
I am.
And what are you replacing it with?
I'm replacing it with 2008's The Hurt Locker.
Oh, okay.
This is a movie that I have not seen before. It's actually streaming on HBO Max as of this recording. I'm sure it'll still be on by the time. I hope it's still on by the time that we review this film. And I've seen clips of this film, but I haven't seen the whole film. And it looks, I don't know, like it looked really interesting.
Oscar winner.
It is. It is.
Catherine Bigelow beat her husband at the Oscars.
Yep. Best picture of the year.
Yeah, I was going to say best picture.
Director, too.
It was. It won directing, writing, editing, and sound mixing. Oh, also sound editing as well.
Oh,
It beat out Avatar.
It swept the Oscars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
God damn it.
But so the reason why I chose it though, like it wasn't because like it won so many awards. It was just I've never seen it before, and I feel like
Tyler wants to see what kind of locker they're really working with.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna recap the wheel for new listeners or new viewers.
That's the wheel.
Here's the wheel.
There
Here
it is.
And we got 8 slots on there, as the theme song says. 2 for me, 2 for Tyler, 2 for Joseph, and 2 for the Patreon members. If you want to get on the wheel to have a whole episode dedicated to yourself, $5 in the Patreon guarantees you to be on the Patreon list.
We review you.
That's right. We'll review you.
We don't review the movie. We review you as a person.
Yeah. You, the TV show. Okay, so we have The Hurt Locker from Tyler, American History X from Tyler, The Pianist from Joseph, Stalker from Joseph, and Unfinished Life from Mitchy Daly, Deep Murderer from Stu, You Won't Be Alone from Pete, and Paprika from Pete, which is a donated pick from Bruce. So let's spin it. See what we're watching next week.
Both of you guys say pianist, which is weird to me.
Because that's how
it's called pianist.
Pianist.
That's how it. That's how it is. Oh my God, what is it?
It's Paprika. On and off the wheel.
Nice.
Okay, so Paprika. Yeah, there you go.
You guys say my movie wrong. I'm going to say your movie wrong.
It's pianist.
Pianist.
It's pianist.
It's not pianist.
Yes, it is.
At the end of the day, the emphasis can be on a different syllable, and we understand what you're saying.
Pianist. It's pianist. I'm a pianist.
I'm
a pianist.
Pianist. That's the joke. It's like
yeah. When
it's
you
not
say,
a joke. That's how
when you
it's
say
said.
the joke. Yes. But when you're saying the profession,
no, it's real.
Why are we sniping at each other?
I'm a pianist.
Stop sniping. Let's stop sniping at each other right now.
What's sniping? What's sniping?
Stream sniping.
Are we stream sniping?
Okay.
Are we able to stream snipe? Can we do that now? Okay, Paprika from 2006. This is clocks in exactly 90 minutes.
Not 1991. There's a 1991 version.
2006.
No, but there's another movie called Paprika that was released in 1991.
Oh, okay.
Not the same movie.
Directed by Satoshi Kon, who is a influential animated director, filmmaker, who also has made Tokyo Godfathers, Millennium Actress, Perfect Blue, obviously Paprika, Paranoia Agent, and a bunch of other ones.
Oh, Paranoia Agent. Oh, I love that show. That's a good show.
And I don't know anything about this. We're going to have to call Bruce and see if he wants to come on the show and do a guest spot, or maybe he can send us a message about it.
There's a character in this movie that looks like Omni-Man.
Oh, cool. Interesting. And
it's highly influential on some other movies.
Yeah.
Inception being the one I know the most.
That's all I know about it, is that supposedly Christopher Nolan kind of yanked a lot of the scenes from this movie for Inception.
Can we at least like rent it or stream it anywhere, or is this going to be like some sort of
it's on
like weird?
No. This is a pretty mainstream movie. It's on Tubi for sure. Let's see if it's anywhere else. Paprika. Streaming on Tubi, Criterion Channel, and Mubi.
So Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi. So Tubi.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll watch it next week. We'll see what Bruce has to say about it, because
we got to get him on the show.
He had at some point. He had it
long
on
enough.
He had it on the fan pick list and kind of unofficially on the Patreon pick list. And I've always wanted to watch this, and he really thinks it would be something worth hearing us gab about.
Nepotism.
Right. That's right. Cronyism. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
No, that's it.
Can you give me that page?
Give you your page. Oh yeah, here's your page.
Thank you.
Here's your whatever they call it.
My copy.
gosh.
Yeah.
Copy.
So all the Twitch people out there, Kevman, Mitchy Daly, Bruce. I don't know if anybody else popped in the chat today, but thank you for joining the stream. And thank you to our cool-ass yard duties on Patreon. That, of course, is Javier, Listener Steven, Heather Sachs, Ryan Corbin, and Chris. So you don't have to support us on the Patreon, but if you want to, it feels good. And if you want to join us on the stream, it feels good too. If you want to just listen on the podcast and recommend it to a friend, that feels great as well. Until next time. Thank you for joining us as we review Arachnophobia. Next week, we're going to break down Paprika from Satoshi Kon. See what that's all about.
Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/middleclassfilmclass, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class, and leave us a voicemail, why don't you, at 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok at Middle Class Film Class.
Again, thanks for joining us today, whether you're on the podcast or the stream. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, see you next time.
See ya.